It's the December 2022 Course of Fire analysis for the NRL22. Let's go through the stages and see how we can improve your chances. Hey shooters, welcome back to another analysis of the Course of Fire. Let's start off with November. I had a pretty good match up in Charleston, South Carolina at the Palmetto Gun Club. I came in second by one shot. Congrats to Coy Sauer, who shot very well and took home first. Most of the precision rifle world is slowing down into the spring, but we do have NRL22 matches all winter. So let's take a look at them now. Stage 1, don't KYL your exercise plan. So this stage has both prone shooting and shooting off the barrel. We have targets at 100 yards, which is 4-inch, and it's 1.1 mils, 42-yard KYL rack. So anything from 0.7 down to 0.2 mils. So you're going to start in the prone position. You're going to shoot at the 100-yard, the larger target, and then you're going to move up to the barrel and shoot at the larger target at 100 yards. Go back to prone. Shoot the KYL, largest to small, moving back and forth between prone and the barrel. It says hit to move on. It is a hit twice to move on. So there is a whole list of positions and targets you should be shooting. They're listed on the target sheet. Just remember, because they're not going to be right all the time, just remember, start large, go small. You have to hit it twice to move to your next target. But you're always going to move from the prone position up to the barrel, back to the prone, back to the barrel. So you're always going to be going back and forth, a lot of movement, and you have to hit it twice in order to move on. So here's my plan. I'm going to dial both of those distances, easy enough to do. I'm going to adjust the parallax, especially with those small distances at the KYL. And I am going to pay attention to which target I'm on. And one of the best ways you can do that is listen to your spotter. So make sure you're paying attention, listening to your spotter about which target you're on. You got to hit it twice. If you don't, they're all going to be misses afterwards. So that's the hardest thing to do on here. The barrel is never an easy, real easy one. It can be wobbly depending on where you are, but otherwise, just the fact that you're shooting very small targets on the KYL, that's going to be your difficulty. So let's go take a look at it and see how we're going to jump back and forth and which bags we're going to use. All right, so this stage involves both shooting prone and shooting off the top of the barrel, back and forth, a lot of movement. So I'm going to set my bipod up farther back so that I can shoot modified prone off of the barrel. And it's pretty far back in order for me to get a bag under the rear of the stock. I have done it a little bit farther out and put it under the grip. I don't like it quite as much that way, but I have shot some things that small. And we're going to see how it does when we get down to prone with it sitting this far back. And hopefully it'll be all right. And let's go ahead and give it a try. You ready? Engage.
seconds.
Maybe got that last one. I'll have to look on the camera. I lost the target on the last shot. I went down to a kneel in order to get a little steadier on the last one. Whew, out of breath. You gotta move. I probably spent too long on some of those easier shots in prone, trying to get dead center. And definitely have to spend some more time. Leave myself a little bit more time at the end in order to get those smaller targets. So tough one. I like this one, but it's tough. Stage 2, elf on a shelf. So we're gonna have a concrete block, gonna have both of the small buckets and a couple of tires, one flat and one up on a diagonal. So number of positions to shoot from, 5 positions, 2 shots each. Target is at 92 yards. It's a 3-inch target, 0.9 mil. Plenty of size there, should be. Sometimes some of those positional shots can be challenging. That tends to be where I lose points, is on a like a unsteady positional, and those tires can be kind of bouncy. The other ones tend not to be too bad in this particular one. It does say no bipods. I'm not quite sure who's using a bipod on that. Maybe the tire. Tire you could definitely use bipod on. But looks like I'll probably just have a single bag on the prop, and we'll also look at some rear bags and things like that. So this is a timed stage. So pay attention, make sure you're moving, shoot, move, shoot, move. So that's my plan. I'm gonna dial for 92 yards, I'm gonna set my parallax for 92 yards, and I'm gonna shoot and move, because time does count. So let's take a look out on the range and see how we can get the most steady on these particular props. All right, we only have one distance on this. Lots of props, 5 positions. A lot of the same stuff that we usually do. So we know how to shoot off of these various positions. I'll start with a big bag for some of these over here. And some of the lower ones I'll probably just use my hand for a rear bag. And I think it'll be fairly simple. That's the one to worry about usually. Bouncy, because you can't use tripods, so you can't use it up there. And I don't know why you'd use it anywhere else. So let's give it a go. I am actually not going to wear that. Shooter ready. Engage. All right. Back far enough the mag doesn't hit.
set.
That's the wobbliest one by far. Not a whole lot can be done.
9.
Oh, I don't think I can get up. I wonder if I have time. I'm not very good in the seated. That's not going to help me much. It's just bouncy. Tire's very, very bouncy. Not much I can do about it. We'll see where I hit on them. But otherwise, the rest of it was pretty easy. And this is the hard shot at the end. So let's move on next. Stage 3, Christmas cookie overload. So at this stage, we're going to be seated on a chair behind the sawhorse. There's going to be a target. Actually, there's 4 targets at 86 yards. A 3-inch, 2.5-inch, 1.5-inch, and a 1-inch. And you get more points by shooting at the smaller target. The targets will range anywhere from 1 mil down to 0.3 mils. So the 1-inch target, 86 yard, is fairly small. And you get 10 points for shooting it. Let's see, 8 points, 5 points, 3 points for shooting the other ones. So what you need to do is choose which size you want to shoot at, fire away. Feel free to change size at any time, but you have to tell your spotter which one you're shooting at. So seated on the chair makes it a little easier, but they do have a stipulation that only 1 bag can be allowed and no bipods. Bipods would be tough on that anyway. But so we're gonna have to test out a couple of methods and see whether we're better off with the bag on the prop, on the sawhorse, or in our lap as a rear bag. So my plan right now is to dial for 86 yards, set my parallax for 86 yards, and I am probably gonna start at the smallest target. If I miss, I may have to go bigger. The other way to do it is you could start with a larger target, figure out your wing call, and then once you know it, go to a smaller target. That works too, and you might not have a completely missed shot. You would maybe get half points or 3/4 points out of it. So just remember, communicate with your spotter. Let them know what you are shooting at. Also, it is a 12-round stage, so make sure you bring your second magazine or a larger quantity magazine. And this one should be fun, so let's get out on the range and figure out what we're gonna do. All right, so for this stage, we're in a seated position and shooting off of the sawhorse. So I've actually been playing with this with a few different bags, trying different things. Both trying, Game Changer on there, on the sawhorse. Also trying different rear bags in the back and just setting the rifle on the sawhorse. That worked okay as well. And then I came upon something when I was thinking about it. And if I sit my seat back a little farther and use one of the, I was using this schmedium that's attached to the Area 419 plate, and normally it's all the way back towards the magazine. And I always have trouble with sawhorses and cattle gates and things like that are real narrow because they get tippy, and I tend to go up and down. And I decided, what if I put it out towards the front? Then it'd be more like a bipod, and then I could hold the back of it with my knees braced fairly well. And that was by far my steadiest. Now I say that this is not a steady position, and shooting the small ones will be risky. I think I could shoot the second smallest one very easily and get 80 points. So that means if I am shooting the large one, I could miss one and get more points, but missing two would get me the same amount of points. So it'll be risky to do, but let's go ahead and give it a try. And I'll show you a little bit about what I can do with a couple of the other positions before I try this one. So I'm going to try a couple other things first to show you. Just using a big rear bag. Let me show you what I can do. I can get it, but I gotta wait a long time for it. So it's possible. Next one to try is just plain old medium game changer, all the way up as you normally would. I can get it, but I'm bouncing out a lot. So the one that I've discovered seems to be the best, let's see if it still is using this Area 419 bag, the medium with the Area 419 plate, but using it way up in the front, more like a bipod. And then sitting back with my chair enough that I can really treat it more like a prone. Back my shoulder off a little. Yeah, I mean, the wobble is inside the target, so I think it's doable. They're very similar. I'm not sure if it's better. All right. Let's run it and see what we get. We'll set the watch, get it ready, and see if I can get 12 shots off at that small target in time. So let's go ahead and try it. All right, shooter ready, engage. Three. Four. Five. Six. 7. That was a close one. 8. 9. 10.
11. 12.
20 seconds.
20 seconds. So I think that's doable. I could take a little bit more time, and that's going to be a tough stage. I think for a lot of people, that's going to be really tough, and including me. And the decision is whether you go for the small one or you go for a larger one. And I think I'll go for small, but you never know. I might have to back off. So, cool.
Stage 4, dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. This is a tank trap stage. So what we're going to be doing is shooting from all the tips of the tank trap. Target's at 63 yards, 2-inch target, you know, almost a mil, 0.9. You're going to take one shot and move to the next tip. One shot, move to the next tip. You got to shoot tip 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3. Your 10 shot's going to be from the saddle or the center of the tank trap. So there's a lot of movement going on in this, and so it's not necessarily difficult for the target and position, but moving that much in between makes it a little bit more difficult. So my plan is to dial for 63 yards, parallax for 63 yards, and move, move, move. So this one's really going to test your ability to get into and out of position quickly. And then remember the order of the tips. You can't go 1, 2, 3, then back to 2. You have to, wherever you start, your first tip, second tip, third tip, you got to do that order all the way. So just keep that in mind. It's another mental thing to remember. And let's go out and practice it a little bit.
All right, tank trap stage. Got to shoot from all 3 tips 3 times plus 1 in the center. I like to shoot with the medium bag with the Area 419 plate. It works great on these tips. It just sits there beautifully. And I'm going to start on the right side, 1, 2, 3, so that when I hit it the 3rd time, I can come back here. I don't want to have to be on the wrong side and come here, because this is where I want to shoot my center. Kind of depends on which way the tank trap is set up for you, but that's the way it is right now. And so that's the way I'm going to shoot it. So let's run this one. Shooter ready, engage. Oh.
20 seconds.
Done. 20 seconds left. A little tight in there to work the ball handle. Not too bad. About what you would expect.
9, 8,
You're moving pretty good,
6.
but very doable. You just can't sit there forever on wait for the perfect shot. Keep it inside the target, take the shot, move on. Good enough.
Stage 5, up on the housetop, bang, bang, bang. So this is a rooftop stage. We have targets at 66, 77, 88, and 99 yards. 1.5, 1 inch, 2, 1.5, 2.5, 2, 3, and 2.5 inch. So you have a large and a small at each distance. And what you're going to be doing is shooting from near to far. You're going to shoot the large target, the small target, and then the large target again. Then move to the next target. Now this is all one position, fairly steady, even, somewhat easy position to be in. The rooftop faced normally, and you know, you can get in that position and shoot it pretty well, get pretty steady. The hard part about this stage is there is no dialing. So you have to use your reticle. You're going to be using holdovers or hold unders. So my plan for this stage is I'm going to dial for 66 yards. Start, set my parallax for that. It's not that tough position to shoot for, so make sure you take your time, get your shots. I'll probably even change my parallax every time, or maybe just once. I might shoot 66 and 77 on the same, and then 88 and 99 on the same. So my dope right now is showing, you know, I'm going to be at 0.5 to start, 0.9, 1.3, 1.8. I don't really like that last holdover of 1.3. So I may even dial 1.3, which is my third position at 88, and hold under for the first two, and then hold over for the last one. This can get confusing. I've done it before and it's worked, and I've done it before and got confused. And so it's very important to have a good data card with things written on them. And of course, the day of the match, my dope may be different. It very easily can change depending on the weather and things like that. So, and obviously your dope's going to be different than my dope. So take a look and see what makes for easy holds, and then take a look and make sure that you have your data card written out well so that you don't get confused in the middle of it. So I'm going to try it both ways and see which way is easier for me. I just worry about that 1.3 mil hold. We will see what happens. Also, it is a 12-round stage, so make sure you have a second magazine or you have a large capacity magazine. So let's take a look at this one and see what we can do.
All right, so this is the rooftop stage, and it is it's a no dial stage, so that's the important part for me to figure out first. This could all change later, but I really want to look at it and see which holdover would be best for me. So without even getting on there too much, I just want to look at my reticle. And actually, it's getting a little dark out. Oh, let's see. Alright, so I'm going to put the reticle on. Hopefully that's okay. Alright, so these are the first shots at the bottom. And that would be my 0. That would be 1, 2, 1. Then it would be 0.4. 1, 2, 3. That's an easy one. 0.8, easy one. And then the last one is 1.3, which I don't love, but it's that between the 2 and the 4. That would be all right. I shoot the big one first. So the other way to do it is if I dialed my third target, I would use hold unders for the first one. So the very, very first one would be 8 under. So it'd be there, there, there. Go to the next one, it's 8 under. 1, 2, 3. Then 0, 0, 0. And then the last one is a 0.5, which is a nice easy holdover. 1, 2, 3. I think I will probably shoot it using my first distance as the 0. Even though that 1.3, it wasn't too hard to find that 1.3. 1. Yeah, I could find that. So I'm going to try it that way. And let's see what we got. Shooter ready. Engage. Point 4. Point 8. Relax. And 1.3. All right, easy enough. 50 seconds left, tons and tons of time. Definitely change parallax when I can, and it's good. I like holdover stages, whether it's just enough targets and positions that you have to do it in order to not time out, or they mandate it like this. I like it. I'd like to see more of them. So, good stuff.
All right, shooters, thanks for watching. Good luck at your match. I'll be back at 17 South in Richmond Hill, Georgia this month, where there is always some good competition. Hope you and your family enjoy the holidays, and I will see you in the new year.